Right, MB, I think I better hit this one down. 620 forged iron, Titleist MB. I gamed the MB iron, so I'm interested to see what the new ones are all about from Titleist. It's not going to be packed with tech. There's not going to be buttons. There's not going to be frills and bits. It's a solid piece of metal that you need to strike. So the biggest thing for me when I look down at the new MB is they've taken the offset, not completely away, but a lot away.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great decision in this kind of club.
I absolutely agree with that.
I honestly think a lot of people were put off by MB on the shop floor if they wanted blades purely because they just, your general pattern of this club is you don't want to see offset, do you?
No.
You want to see
The player that wants that.
purist
Yeah.
look, and Titleist say this is for the purists, is in their marketing, and like the fact that they took that. The rumour always was it that Adam Scott liked to look at offsets. They put it in there more for him.
Yep.
I don't know how true that is or not. So I'm really happy to see next to no offset on this club as you look down. It does make it look as good as anything. Now this is constructed from one piece forged process. It's a solid piece of metal that they're carving out. It's as purest forging as it gets. It's muscle barred. It's refined in its look. That refines every year. I don't think that always just moves linear forwards as well, that refining. Do you know what I mean?
Staggers.
Like if it's a timeline,
Yeah.
it's like fashion.
Yeah,
you
just
know, it
jumps around.
changes because
Yeah.
people want it to look certain ways. Different generations will demand it looks a certain way.
Yeah.
It's a muscle barring forged iron, and again the sole has been changed from last model for turf interactions, what they call it. And again, I don't know this, but I would guess that is also not a linear pattern either. I reckon they might have had this sole or close to it before, and again it comes and goes with what people are feeling and wanting, because turf interactions are going to have to do with low point, how you deliver that club into that turf, and that's going to change generation to generation with teaching and all those other things, surely, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's not progression, that's just spinning around basically.
When you've been up on the tour vans,
Yeah.
have you ever seen, so you will have seen the guys with Vokey wedges, you'd have seen them sort of grinding bits off here and there.
Offsets off, grinding, straight
Yeah.
leading edges, soles, all of it.
All
yeah.
of that. Now, do you see that in irons?
Yeah.
So you see that with the players wanting to, when they get to a different venue, they want to take off a little bit more off the leading edge?
They don't do it as much with wedges at venues like they do with wedges for venues.
Yeah.
But you do see it from player to player.
So you'll see a player that has got a little bit ground here, a little bit ground there, that stays consistent within that bag.
So was it Scott Stallings I did an in the bag with?
I
and he
thought I
literally
saw-
took the, like, it was like almost like a complete like V at the bottom, because he was a very digger, downward hitter, and got involved with the ground a lot and wanted it to come out.
Yeah.
So I do see players adding their personal touches to either a certain few irons like 9, 8, 7 or across the board.
Yeah. And that's where a lot of these sort of new souls kind of come from, isn't it?
Yeah,
Listening
it's their part of the R&D process to a certain extent. And I think Burnt's CBs, he has the offset taken now.
Yeah, and now
Literally crushes them to take. He doesn't want to see any offset, but wants to use CBs.
Yeah.
So they take it all out on his.
I was
Because I was there when he was testing these for the first time in the CBs,
right. Okay.
and I'm pretty sure he was saying, "I love it, but can we just get rid of that? I don't want to see any offset." He just doesn't want to see any offset.
Yeah.
So definitely, but depending on the fitter you go to, there is options like, you know, I've got extra loft on mine, which in effect not these, but on the Irons T100s that I use, it changes bounce and everything.
Yeah.
I think sometimes maybe some fittings are just too basic for what people want. You can get this all done,
Yeah.
not always through the manufacturer. Matt had a grinding wheel when he worked at East Devon, and he was always taken to the wedges for himself.
Was he?
Yeah, he wanted them to be a certain way, and if they came they weren't, he'd just get them in the grinder and sort it out. I love the look, very thin top line. It's definitely going to shock a few people. This is the one everyone's going to pick up and want to have a go with, but you're going to make a small amount of purchases of this.
Yeah.
And if you do, again, the way they've blended offsets between all the sets, I think this one now in the short irons can easily blend with CB and T100 as long as you fix those lofts. Feels, sounds as forged, as good as anything, really. And we can look at the numbers, but I kind of know what they're going to do, I think. It's a 6 iron going 161. peaking height at 30, spinning at 6.3, just over the number. Topping out at 163 and then bottoming out at 160. I mean, it's short. We've hit a lot of clubs today, but like,
160, 160, 160,
that's consistent, isn't it?
163.
What you put in, you'll get out.
Yeah.
And I think the truer the blade is, that's always the case. And to be honest with you, most blades from most companies are that way. It's the look. I love that they've taken that offset away.
I do.
I think that's so good. When we tried them outside again, I didn't really feel much in that sole.
No.
I couldn't tell the difference between mine and these. I'm not the biggest turf interactor, I'm much more of a plucker.
Clip.
But I didn't feel a difference. Looked very similar, very thin top line, loved all the looks, loved everything about them. Again, I just loved the fact that the offset was gone when I was out there. Makes me feel like I can hit my little buttery fade much easier when I see a straight in club than I'm in a setback. What are you thinking?
Well, I've just picked up the 4-iron as well.
Yeah, I didn't touch that one.
But again, last year's model, or 2 years ago model, it really did scare me.
Yeah.
This one looks very, very similar to my kind of CB 4-iron.
Again, the blend is so much more, I think, constructive this year.
Like no offset there on that. That is just fantastic.
Sharp though, innit? Like you ain't gaining that in a hurry.
Why would you put yourself through that?
Right, 6 iron for Danny Boy. Let's get some numbers baseline for Dan as well. Again, feels and sounds. What you feeling?
Yeah, again, very, very similar to my CB and the CB in the new model. Not a great deal in it, to be honest with you. Again, looking down at the ball, it looks the same. It's just like it's my club, basically.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I just absolutely love that. Why would you put, for the type of player wanting this iron, they do not. It just doesn't go, does it?
To have a big chunky offset.
To have offset in that, it just doesn't go. And I think with all the clubs that we've been testing in the new Titleist range, one of the biggest things for me is how they've dealt with that now.
Yeah.
And how they've understood it and felt that they could blend any sort of set we've got that we've been hitting.
Yeah.
So.
Feels solid, doesn't it? It feels
feel
bladey
very
and what
solid.
you'd expect the blade to want to feel like.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the type of set that, if I'm coming in and I'm looking to change, that went on the line, by the way.
Did it? Oh, I just missed it on the left. But line ball.
If I was coming for a fitting with Titleist, I would again say to them, can we just have another little go with these?
Yeah.
I will go through the process of being fitted into them, and then I will probably have one round of golf with them, not hit it so well, and move on.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't their core sales, is it? Surely. I can't, this is a limited amount of people who are going to want this club. But it would be the same with any bladed iron.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's as good as any blade I've ever hit.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful in its looks. It feels, and the sounds are all great. And what's interesting is I'm feeling, and the sounds are the same outside than what they are in here. You normally get the echoing in here. And it gives me feedback. It's the feedback I want from a club.
Yeah.
So if I mishit it, I want to know that I've mishit it.
It'll tell you.
It'll tell me.
Should we look? So again, it's interesting how we jump. Anyone saw the other reviews, and we do now see the jump in one club. Loft delivered and loft that's on the club.
But look at the consistency with both of us.
Yeah.
In our yardages.
174 to 170 in distance to my 160s to 163.
And then look, we're normally, I'm normally spinning the ball a little bit more than you with an iron.
Yeah.
And how we've moved, it's only 100 revs, but I'm normally sort of a couple of hundred revs more spin than what you're producing.
You're lower launching as well,
launching on this one.
And we're peak height, you're 31 to my 30. The numbers are just pretty true, aren't they? They're like what these clubs are meant to do.
Yeah.
Again, for you outside, you like the sound, you say? You didn't feel the turfy stuff or not?
Didn't notice a great deal of difference in any interaction with the turf. To me, it feels the same as what I've had from a sole in my CBs previously, so no, not seeing anything different there from that.
I think for me the big winner is that the offset has calmed down, and that's going to open this up now to a lot more people who are maybe going into other brands because they didn't want that offset.
Yeah.
Because as a blade goes, it feels as solid, as nice, as soft, whatever you want to call it, as anything else. it now looks much more in line with everything else, and what Titleist have always done well is make quite nice squat little heads. They don't go stupidly long in their blades, in the blades, and I love that. Again, turf interaction is going to be so personal. If you think about it as well, one turf interaction to rule them all. I mean, you're very different turf interaction to me, but we're going to use the same sole. So if it was the be all and end all, that would have to be custom fit like it is on a wedge. So I wouldn't read too much into that. You've got to say something about an iron that there isn't much to say.
Correct. And think about the different golf courses that we play.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and you think about a tour player playing on links this last couple of weeks on links, and then they'll move to America and play, and we move in weather conditions. It's so different.
One to rule them all is a bit of an ad. That's where sometimes in marketing rule companies, all trick. You can't say, it's like have your cake and eat it, isn't it? We've improved the sole, this, well, for what? If the sole is now that important, why is that? Am I going to use this at Troon, and I'm also going to use it at Sawgrass? Dan's hitting 7 down to me, 3 down. The other thing, which is quite an interesting little throwaway point, actually, we'll do a video on it, is that why do we all have, a totally off topic, kind of, why are all clubs lied the same? I had this chat actually with someone very high up in this company.
What do you mean lied the same?
I don't have Matt doesn't have his wedges lied the same as his irons.
Yeah.
So why would you have a 4-iron lying the same as a 9-iron?
Yeah.
The same way, why would you have a 4-iron sole the same as a 9-iron sole?
Yeah.
Custom fitting's got so much further to go.
Yeah.
If people want to spend the money.
Yeah.
That's the true. How long can people don't want to pay for their custom fits? You work here and you own the shop. How many people want to drop money on a custom fit? They're used to this, get custom fit for free, and you should all be getting custom fit for your clubs. But like, I don't deliver my 5-iron or hybrid the same as I deliver my 9 from pass round with attacks to lies.
Yeah.
In theory, soles, lofts, lies should be all fit individually. Why do you think I end up with 2 6-irons? Because I'm actually fitting almost each club.
Yeah.
Back to the review, I like the fact that it's less offset, feels as good as anything out there, and I think it'll open it up to more people. Post comments down below, is it one you'll try or not? Have you used Titleist irons in the past? Didn't like the offset on the last one, or did? As always, down there, hit the subscribe button. If you don't already, don't be afraid to hit that bell icon so you get notifications every time we post reviews and other videos that we're doing daily. Thanks for watching.